Good evening. I am Sarah Repp reporting from the SMC News Desk. Police in Kansas City, Kansas are on the lookout for a driver that they say dragged an officer during a routine stop. The incident happened on Thursday afternoon, and police say that while the officer was outside the stopped vehicle, the driver sped off, then dragging the officer over a grassy area for about 200 feet. Police say that the officer suffered minor injuries to his legs and was taken to an area hospital for treatment. Police have not reported finding the suspected driver as of Friday morning. Spirit Aerosystems says that it's lost about $126 million in the first quarter of 2021. The Wichita-based aviation manufacturer released its latest earnings report on Wednesday, and despite the loss, the figure was a 25% improvement over the same quarter last year. Spirit says that it's slowly increasing production on the Boeing 737 MAX and has begun adding some employees to support the increase, and has started to rehire some of the employees who were laid off during the pandemic. Spirit is coming off a difficult 2020, and the grounding of the 737 MAX and the decline of air travel during the pandemic led to a nearly $1 billion in losses and thousands of layoffs. Spirit is currently the largest employer in Wichita. A Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputy accused of having a sexual relationship with an inmate at the detention center has been arrested. The Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office announced on Wednesday the arrest of the deputy, and a news release said that a tip received on Tuesday about the relationship led investigators to arresting him on suspicion of having unlawful sexual relations with a woman being held at the jail. Authorities say that he faces 8 counts and has been placed on unpaid suspension. A Sedgwick County Sheriff's deputy who died in the line of duty in 1927 will have a headstone installed on his grave this weekend. The Sheriff's Office will dedicate the tombstone to Deputy Benjamin Franklin Hill on Sunday at the Highland Cemetery. Hill was killed on August 16th in 1927 during an attempted jailbreak at the county courthouse. He's the only black deputy in Sedgwick County who has been killed in the line of duty. Hill was taking a lunch to a cell when he was confronted by the 3 inmates who demanded the keys. He was then shot when he refused to give the inmates said keys. A Johnson County high school has announced a new mascot as the Bison after deciding earlier this year to drop its former team mascot name, the Indians, after complaints about its cultural and racial insensitivity. The Kansas City Star reports that the Shawnee Mission North High School announced the new mascot this week. 3 Shawnee Mission elementary schools followed this week by changing their own native mascots. A new district policy determined these images to be offensive and derogatory, and students, administrators, and staff spent months deciding on a new mascot, putting the final decision to a vote. But school officials say it'll be a while before the Bison decorates the halls of the school, with the change requiring new signs, uniforms, and branding. The school expects the new mascot to be fully implemented by next summer. A police veteran who spent nearly 3 decades in the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department is going to cross the state line and lead the department in the Kansas City, Kansas. Wyandotte County Administrator Doug Bach announced on Friday that Carl A. Oakman will begin duties next month as the chief in Kansas City, Kansas. He will replace interim chief Michael York, who has served that role since 2019 after the departure of Chief Terry Ziegler. Oakland will oversee the department with about 345 sworn officers and 150 civilian employees. During his time in Kansas City, Missouri, Oakman developed initiatives focused on inclusion, community policing, youth engagement, recruitment, and officer wellness. The families of 16 students sued 2 suburban Kansas City school districts, arguing that their children should be allowed to attend school during the pandemic without wearing masks. The Kansas City Star reports that the lawsuit against the Blue Valley and Olathe school districts in Johnson County argues that the students should be granted individual exceptions to mask mandates. The parents contended that the masks were interfering with their children's ability to learn. The lawsuit was first filed by the state court, but was moved to federal court this week. It alleges that the districts violated the Equal Protection Clause under the U.S. Constitution. Districts already offer medical exemptions, generally for students with special needs or disabilities. And now for a local story. Salina police are looking for a driver who fled after a two-vehicle accident on South Ohio Street. At around 2:20 this morning, a 58-year-old Barbara Adams was driving northbound on South Ohio Street when a vehicle leaving the Speakeasy parking lot turned into the northbound lanes and struck the rear end of her 2002 Chevy Tahoe. This caused Adams to lose control and roll completely over one time before coming to rest on her wheels. No one was injured. However, the driver of the other vehicle fled immediately and remains to be identified. And now for a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight it will be partly cloudy with a low around 55 degrees. East-southeast wind 10 to 13 miles per hour with gusts getting as high as 18 miles per hour. On Saturday, a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 5 p.m. Mostly sunny with a high near 85 degrees. East to southeast wind 10 to 18 miles per hour with gusts as high as 29 miles per hour. Saturday night, showers and thunderstorms are likely mainly between 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 48 degrees and southeast winds 9 to 16 miles per hour becoming north after midnight. The wind gusts could get as high as 24 miles per hour and the chance of precipitation is at 60%. Sunday, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 8 a.m. Mostly sunny with a high near 62. Breezy with a northwest wind with gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. Sunday night, it will be mostly cloudy with a low around 43 degrees. And on Monday, a 30% chance of rain after 8 p.m., mostly cloudy with a high near 59 degrees. And on Monday night, a 40% chance of rain, mainly after 2 a.m., mostly cloudy with a low around 44 degrees. I'm Sarah Repp reporting from the SMC News Desk, and I'm wishing you a good evening.